It's lazy rebranding remodels just like this one that give big hotel brands a bad name. Given the competition in the all-inclusive space, this new Hilton just baffles and disappoints. I'll explain it all. Let me welcome any of you that might be new to the channel. My name is Kevin. I'm here to give you a self-funded and honest look at some of the best, and some of the not so best, airlines and hotels in the world, which I've been bringing to you full-time for the past 4 years. Check out my hundreds of videos, scan the QR code, or click the link in the description to learn more about how I do things. This questionably remodeled resort tour begins now. If you've followed the channel from the get-go, you know that there are two primary types of resorts that I feature on the channel. Premium to luxury, once-a-year aspirational types of resorts, as well as moderate, more affordable resorts. Why? Because I think any healthy vacation planning involves more than just the best of the best. Sometimes you just want an easy, quick, solid, long weekend. I chose to visit this resort specifically because of my great experiences at the all-inclusive Hilton Cancun, as well as the Hilton the Palm Jumeirah in Dubai. Do Hilton branded resorts tend to be a bit generic? Yeah, but the flip side of that is they also tend to be fairly consistent. Enter the opposition. We're around a 40-minute drive south of the airport in an area Hilton is calling Vallarta Riviera. It's still on Banderas Bay, but it's definitely outside of Puerto Vallarta proper. This hotel was originally built in 1980 and operated as other brands until 2021, when Hilton took it over and remodeled it. The fact that this was newly brought into the portfolio is the only reason that I decided to visit this one. If this had just been a 40-year-old Hilton, I'm not too sure it would have the same appeal. Once I got there and saw it, I'm not actually quite sure what they remodeled. Personally, I'm not a fan of all of these AI summaries that we see everywhere nowadays, but Google AI summary for this one is quite accurate. Quote, "Some say the resort's location is ideal, with ocean views and a small beach. Others say the resort is showing its age." Unquote. The lobby is in the center of the resort, which is split into two towers, and as you saw, is tightly sandwiched in between the sea and the street. In the lobby on the right side is the all-day bar, as well as a small coffee and snack shop. There are a lot of takes on this place that point out the 1980 build date and put it in the category of course it's not up to date. I take issue with this, simply because it's not necessarily true. I featured many older hotels on the channel, most of them well up to date. Anyway, the resort just seems like it's holding onto a past era and cutting corners in what they have attempted to remodel. Considering this place goes for between $400 and $600 per night for base rooms, I was simply expecting a heck of a lot more. The resort has a total of 444 rooms with 2 oceanfront pools in front of the towers. I'll let you have a look around them and then we'll check out where we are. If you're enjoying the video and would like to support the channel, there are many ways that you can do so. A quick like on the video and subscription to the channel helps with the algorithm. You could join my YouTube channel memberships to get early access to some videos and access to all of my community posts. Or you could check out my Patreon, where I post the most and can help you out with any travel-related questions. Whatever you do, thanks for doing it. Puerto Vallarta is on the Pacific coast of Mexico, and as I mentioned in a previous video, has an odd mix of resort choices, which is unfortunate since I do think this city is a great destination unto itself. The resort selection doesn't have the scale of Cancun or the premium nature of Cabo. We are down here, around a 20-minute drive south from Zona Romantica. Here you can get a good sense of how compact the resort is. Note that the pools just look brown because I assume these images were taken while it was being renovated. For the exterior area, I do think that they just did about as good of a job as they could have given the small footprint, and it's undeniable that the beach is beautiful. but perhaps a bit more creativity would have been nice with the landscaping. If you're looking to book a trip to Mexico and your nightly budget is generally in the $300 to $500 range, check out my Mexico playlist in the description below. There are around 15 to 20 resorts in there right now, and with a few more to come. For restaurants and bars and venues like that, there are actually more options than you'd imagine given the size. But some of the venues are a little bit oddly placed. During lunch, there are 2 small food trucks set up, which I think is a nice idea. There's also a hybrid grill buffet restaurant named Sea Salt, Sunan Sushi for sushi, and a casual Mexican restaurant named Cocomar. I chose the latter of the 3. For a starter, I had the Vallarta ceviche, which at first glance just looked like a really dry scoop of tuna salad, but with a bit of lime was actually pretty tasty, 7.6 out of 10. For the main, the Baja fish tacos. They don't look like much, but they're saved by a very crispy batter and a really good balanced sauce, 8 out of 10. Let's go check out the 2 awkward venues that I mentioned. Each of these bars, first Mojitos and then Martini, is located in line with guest rooms. I mean, like you're walking down the hall, 801, 802, 803, Martini, 807, 808, etc. And so the vibe inside them gives very strong, this used to be a hospitality suite vibe. Martini's design is especially... I don't think I have a word for this one. On the small rooftop area above the lobby, there's another bar open during the day and in the evenings. Let's go check out my problematic room. Booking with Expedia for this stay was around 40% cheaper than booking directly, so I didn't have any elite perks here, and I had to gently coerce them into giving me a room on the 2nd floor instead of the 1st. These 2 floors are below street level. And here we are. The room is, by a long shot, the low point of the resort. During the remodel, the fact that they couldn't even bother to replace the furniture, most of which is pretty scratched up and some rusting through, is just pretty incredible. I'll put up the extra bits as we look around. These pillowcases are the exact same that I had and hated at the Hilton Cancun. They're that super heavy-duty commercial material that sounds like a hologram card when you scratch it. Absolutely horrible choice. The view? I got lucky with being between two palm trees, so I did have beautiful water in sight. Okay, dinner options. Sea Salt is again open, as is Sunan for Asian food. La Luce is Italian, and my choice was Maxal for Mexican food. At least some of the restaurants, it seems, have had brand new interiors. You'll see at breakfast, though, it's definitely not all of them. For starters, I had the Texcoco Talacoyos, which were stuffed blue corn dough with nopala salad on top. These were delicious but a bit dry, 7.9 out of 10. For the main, I had the red chicken enchiladas, which are my standard I can't decide what I want choice. These were really good. The sauce was flavorful and not that canned flavor, and the chicken inside was tender, 8.2 out of 10. For dessert, I had the chocolate mole, which I chose specifically for the mole ice cream, which did not disappoint, 8.5 out of 10. In the morning, I headed to the Vela food hall for a breakfast buffet. The service here at breakfast and at dinner were the highlights for me service-wise. Just very attentive and friendly, not much more beyond that, here or anywhere else though. The buffet left quite a bit to be desired. The spread is as standard as it is uninspired. Loads of things that you can tell just came straight out of a pouch or a can, many items not hot at all. Just not a good performance. Plus, tons of leaks in the restaurant with towels under many of the food stations. The best I can do here is a 4, though I do wish that like 3.5 was an option. A quick peek at the fitness center as I wrap this up. So, it's a big no. This hotel, in this condition, should be in the high $200 range if it's all-inclusive, and the high $100 range if it wasn't. The beach is beautiful, but this is not Tahiti. So I do hope that you enjoyed this review. At least a little bit. I always think that reviews like this are good for people to watch if they're considering a trip to the likes of Bali or Samui, but aren't too sure if it's worth flying to the other side of the world. Allow resorts like this be proof that it is. Be sure to click the like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on my twice weekly videos. I'll see you next time from Seattle. As always, thanks for watching until the end.